No, no, yeah, no. What's up, guys? Back here with video. It's the end of the year, so I thought it would be nice to give you guys my top 10 favorite movies of this year, 2016. As you know, I didn't see every single movie this year, so please bear with me. And this is, again, like everyone else says, this is my list. Okay, this is just movies I thought that were really good, and it was actually pretty hard making this list. So, yeah, it was some stuff I had to take. It took me, I think it was like 2 weeks of making this list of my top 10 best and top 10 worst, which I'll do in another video. So again, these are movies that I thought were really good, and yes. Now before I start, I want to give you my top, or I got some honorable mentions that deserve a shout out, but they didn't make my list. So the first one, Suicide Squad. It was a really good movie. Thought it was fantastic. Probably one of the best DC movies, but it just didn't make my list because I thought these movies were a little bit better. So it wasn't on my list. Also, another honorable mention is Finding Dory. Finding Dory was a fantastic film. It was a great follow-up for Finding Nemo, but again, just didn't make my list. And The Jungle Book, that was, man, it was on my list for the longest time, but then I had to take it off for something else. But it was on my list for like the longest time. It just got off my list, but it deserves a nod. And Nerve. I know a lot of people say, what, Nerve? But I thought Nerve was actually a really good movie. I saw it a couple of times in theaters, and I loved it. So I think it deserves an honorable mention. Alright, kicking off the list at number 10 is Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe surprised me. It's very, you know, these three people go into this house trying to rob this blind man, but it's like, this guy's really crazy, and it's just, everything that they did in the movie wasn't dumb. Okay, everything that they did was stuff that I would have done, and then you see how it kind of backfires. So this movie took me on, it was very surprising. It was a kind of gross scene that was like, oh, kind of hard to cringeworthy to watch, but it was still a fantastic movie, and the ending shocked me, so I had to give it my number 10. Number 9 is 10 Cloverfield Lane. 10 Cloverfield Lane really is another movie that surprised me. I mean, I thought it was going to be a follow-up for Cloverfield, but it wasn't. I mean, it kind of what is and it's not. And this whole entire time, this girl's in this bunker, and it got me thinking, is this guy crazy? By John Goodman, because she's held in her bunker. And it's like making me wonder, is this guy crazy? Is the world kind of gone? Is it like, did he just kidnap her, just kidnap her? So it had me going back and forth, had me guessing, and it was very unpredictable. And just like the last movie, it surprised the hell out of me. So that's why it's my number 9. Number 8, Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge was a movie, it got me really pumped to see Mel Gibson again, because this movie was very fantastic. Okay, it kind of felt like it was two separate movies. At first, it's telling about this guy who's really sticking to his beliefs. He will not fire, will not, like, kill or take up arms. And the other part is like a really gory war movie. And I, for one, don't like war movies, but this one is like fantastic. Andrew Garfield is amazing. I was kind of worried because he got fired from Spider-Man, and I was like, okay, his career is over, like Tobey Maguire's. But this guy just proves that he's a great actor, and he deserves all the Oscar nods that he's getting, or all the awards that he's getting. And I really hope this is a great comeback from Mel Gibson, because I love Mel Gibson. So that's why this movie is my number 8. Number 7 has to be Deadpool. Deadpool was a movie that I really hoped it did well, because the studio had no faith in the movie whatsoever, and Ryan Reynolds put like everything into it, and it shows. It was way better than his performance, and I mean, his performance wasn't bad in X-Men Origins, but it was really good, better than he did in how Deadpool was treated. As I say, the opening credits was amazing alone. I can't wait for the sequel. It sucks that Miller's not coming back. I forget his last name. Tim Miller, I think, is not coming back. I'm maybe butchering that director's name, but it sucks that the director's not coming back for the sequel. But again, this movie was fantastic, and it shows that a rated R comic book movie can be successful. So I love this movie. That's why it's my number 7. Number 6, Star Trek Beyond. I love this Star Trek, this reboot franchise. I'm not familiar with the TV show or the older movies, but the only thing I know about Star Trek is from this reboot, and I love this reboot. This whole franchise of the J.J. Abrams reboot thing that they brought back. I thought the second one was amazing. I know a lot of people didn't like the second one. I know a lot of people didn't like this one, but I love this movie. This movie was fantastic. I love the whole. They're more going to the. I don't know. It's kind of. I can't really explain it. It's just I had a really fun time watching this movie, and I rewatched it a few different times, and that's why I made the list. It was always going on the list because I just have fun watching this movie. So that's why it's my number 6. Number 5, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange actually was a movie I didn't even see on opening day, to be honest. That was the first Marvel movie that I did not rush out and see because that was the first Marvel movie that I had no interest in seeing. The trailers didn't really do it justice at all, and I don't care about the character, but the movie was fantastic. It was the whole dimension scene was like unbelievable. And it proves why Marvel is just dominating this whole comic universe thing. Their movies are awesome, and it just proved, they got great casting. Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing in this movie. So, and this definitely got repeat appeal to this movie. So that's why I had to put Doctor Strange as number 5. Number 4, Rogue One. Rogue One was a movie that, again, I was kind of like, to go see only because it wasn't part of the Star Wars saga, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I had to see it regardless. And the movie was fantastic. I can't believe how good this movie was, especially towards like the ending. And I love how Disney wasn't afraid to go dark. This is definitely a dark movie. I ain't gonna lie to you, the first maybe 10 minutes of this movie wasn't really all that. It was kind of slow, but it really picked up at the end of the first act. So, and it was unbelievable ever since then. I saw it twice in theaters already, and it was just amazing each time. I can't wait for it to come out on digital, so I can download and watch it again because the movie was fantastic. I can't wait to add it to the collection. Every single time I watch Star Wars trilogy, I'm gonna watch this before 4 because it really leads up to 4. So that's why this movie is my top 4. Number 3, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Fantastic Beasts brought me back into that whole Harry Potter world. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I love Harry Potter. I put Harry Potter up there with like Star Wars for me. Star Wars and Harry Potter are like my 2 favorite franchises. And it felt a little different, because again, we're not at Hogwarts, we're in America, but it's kind of cool to see how their stuff is different. And it was cool to go into this movie not knowing nothing about it because I read all the Harry Potter books, so every time a movie came out, I knew something about it, or I knew, something before. But this one, I had no idea about it. All I knew was a little bit in there from what they mentioned in the books, but it's not based off anything. The movie was fantastic. I saw it, I think 3 times in theaters, and this movie was, I can't wait for the sequel, and yeah, that's why it's my number 3. Number 2, we're getting up there. My second one is, it really pisses me off that no one really saw this movie, and this movie is fantastic. It's The Nice Guys. How the hell no one liked this movie? This movie, it did poorly in the box office, but this movie was so funny and had action, and just Ryan Gosling was amazing in this movie. He's very funny. He's very funny in this movie. Russell Crowe bringing a really good performance. He's not phoning it in. Those two just have really good chemistry, and it really pisses me off that no one really saw this movie. And every person that sees this movie says it's a good movie, and it's true. I bought this movie like immediately when it came out, and I saw it twice in theaters. And I remember I think the trailers didn't do it justice because I didn't want to see the movie at all. The only reason I saw the movie is because I was going to review it. If I wasn't going to review it, I wasn't going to see it at all. And I saw it, I was like, holy shit, this movie is amazing. The trailers really didn't do no justice. Ryan Gosling, like I said, was amazing. Russell Crowe, fantastic. And the girl, I can't remember her name, but she was not annoying. Most little child actors are annoying. She was not. So I have to give it big kudos. I guess if you guys are watching this video, please watch The Nice Guys. That movie is fantastic. It's on iTunes. Watch it. Trust me, you'll love it. That's why it's number 2. Number 1. Dang, I even have to say it. It's Captain America Civil War. I mean, come on. Captain America Civil War is by far the best movie I've seen this year. It's actually in my top 5 movies of all time. Okay, it's by far the best Marvel Cinematic movie. I mean, the Russo brothers did a really good job of putting all these characters into one movie and making it work, okay? And introducing 2 new characters, Black Panther and Spider-Man. I always wanted to see a Black Panther in this cinematic movie, just a movie period, okay? I was hoping that before Marvel even got the rights to Black Panther and all that stuff, I was really hoping that Wesley Snipes would do it, because at one point Wesley Snipes was to do Black Panther, but he ended up doing Blade. I was looking so forward to for a Black Panther movie, and it was just amazing how this movie just is blown on my mind. Like I said, I saw this movie 6 times in theater, 6 times. Okay, I never did that in any movie before. Okay, at one point, one time I saw the movie, I saw it twice in one day. I got out the movie theater. I was like, I'm seeing it again. I went right back in there. This one time, I shit you not, the lady saw me, the cashier, the teller, saw me coming up, and she said, Captain America Civil War. I was like, you know me so well. I didn't have to say nothing. I thought that never happened to me before. You know, they see me a lot in the theater, but I went so many times to that movie, they already knew. That movie is by far my favorite movie. I can see it anytime. I was never bored. The movie is amazing. Some people might have gripes about it, but I don't give a fuck. No, I'll defend that movie to my dying day. I don't care. I love the movie to my dying day. I love the movie. Okay, they did a really good job. And I think it's the end of the Captain America saga, and Captain America is probably the best franchise, because Marvel does drop the ball on their sequels. That's why I'm kind of scared of Guardians of the Galaxy, but again, they really nailed it in this one. So I had to say it, Captain America, my favorite movie, Captain America Civil War. Have to give it that movie. Can't say enough good things about that movie. So there you go, have it. There's my list of 2016. I'm sorry if the movies that you thought was gonna be on there is not. Tell me what's your guys' top 10. I would love to hear your guys' top 10. Tell me if you guys like my top 10, because I worked really hard on it, and it was very hard. Yeah, and guys, I'm enjoying. I can't wait to see 2017, because there's a lot of good movies in 2017 I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna have the top worst movies of the year coming up pretty soon. It'll be up today, maybe tomorrow, but yeah, I'm looking forward to 2016. I got a lot more movies I'm gonna do. I know I have lacked on the movie reviews on this channel, but next year I'm definitely gonna start watching a lot more movies and start reviewing. I watched a lot of movies, but just never had time to sit down and just review it. So I'm gonna start doing a better job of doing that next year. That's one of my resolutions. You know, I'm actually gonna do a lot of stuff to this channel. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a channel update pretty soon. Yeah, so again, look for my top worst. This is my top best. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, because like I said, I worked hard on it. So again, comment below, tell me what you guys' best top favorite movies are. Anyway, peace out.
Yeah.